Two nerds that know, trying to make sure that my husband is also in on the video. Okay, there we go. Um, where we talk about all things pop culture and nerdy. We have much to discuss today. One of which is the fact that Tank is the youngest of all of us, and yet looks old because he chose to have children, or at least he chose to marry somebody who wanted to have children.
Fucking
Somewhere in
breeder.
that. Yeah.
So how goes the children and the crazy getting ready for the holidays?
Oh, not bad. Busy business wise. Had a lot of stuff especially this last week. Holy crap! People are buying up everything right now. So I've been
Good.
busy with that.
So since Tank won't shamelessly plug himself, I will here. Knox Nostalgic Collectibles, all your Christmas needs for comic books, video games, and other miscellaneous shit that he has. Check him out on the social medias. Knox Nostalgic Collectibles.
Yep. I'm on eBay, Instagram, all those things. You can find me.
And the more you buy from him, the better my Christmas gift will be. Okay,
Probably.
Supposedly.
so we have quite a bit to discuss. We're going to start with what we ended the Goon Squad conversation with last week. I believe it was actually after we were off air, and that is there's a new movie coming out early next year. I believe it's coming out in February, and it is based on a true story. The movie Cocaine Bear.
Woo! Cocaine Bear!
It looks wild and amazing based on the trailer release.
The CGI bear with the fucking coke and he eats the whole brick. And yeah, I mean, this movie's going to be really bad, but it's based on a true story. And after the show last week, Tank and I spent a good amount of time actually going through the swag website that they have on ky4ky.com because it's a Kentucky product.
Yeah.
And some of the fucking shit that they have branded for that is just amazing. Pablo Escobar is one of my favorites.
It's brilliant. Yeah. That was a fun little trip to figure out Christmas gifts for everyone in the family.
Yeah. So apparently in Kentucky, a couple of years ago, some drug lord or drug runner lost a duffel bag full of coke.
Yeah, 70 pounds apparently.
$7 million.
Yeah. 70 pounds of cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this bear found said duffel bag and ate the cocaine.
All of it.
And then went on a rampage through
And then went psychotic.
Kentucky forests for a bit.
Shorty, I know you want. Do you want the Coca-Cola bear or do you want the cocaine bear? Because
there's two different.
She just says she wants the Coke bear.
Yeah, the little Coca-Cola polar bears are really cool. That's not what we're talking about here, people.
This is like a brown bear.
A giant fucking grizzly in the Catskill Mountains.
Although our older brother loved the Coca-Cola polar bears when we were kids. So I feel like getting him something of the cocaine bear would be just like right, on par.
I mean, right in his wheelhouse, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. I'm actually going to jump down the list and we're going to talk about Wicked, the movie musical, because everything else on this list has to do with sequels and reboots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Wicked, Tony Award-winning, absolutely incredible musical that came out over a decade ago, based on the book Wicked, which is actually part of a trilogy, which is Wicked, Son of a Witch, and I can't remember what the one is called for the Cowardly Lion. But anyways, they're fantastic books. The same guy who author I cannot currently remember, also wrote Tales of an Ugly Stepsister, and really that whole different view from the villain's point of view, which Disney then decided to run with, and they've released a whole Twisted
Non-damn stuff.
Tales, you know,
For all the villains.
yeah, which is really cool because you
Love
get to
'em.
hear their side of the story.
Cruella's been great, Maleficent.
Yeah. So they've announced the actor who'll be playing Bach, and he is not currently known in the movie world, but he has been in several Broadway shows. The cast member that I'm super excited about is Jeff Goldblum is currently in discussions to be the Wizard.
This is good. This is very good.
Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the story of Wicked, it is the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, and Glinda, before she drops the second A or the first A, are going to boarding school together. And the wizard is, as he is in the Wizard of Oz movie that we all know and love, he's an asshole.
Yeah, kind of a scumbag.
And so, there's also a spoiler alert for those of you who don't know the story of Wicked. There is there's hinting at and a lot of innuendos and whatever's that the wizard might be Elphaba's real father because her mom was a whore. So, okay, dude, you get that bit of the story in like the first 5 minutes of the play.
For those of you who are wondering, there is a sister fight going on between what is texting in and who is currently on your screen.
Yeah.
So anyway, very excited about this. It should be coming. The movie is supposed to be premiering in 2024.
Yep, and it's gonna be a two-parter.
They haven't finished casting, but the script is apparently done, which is really exciting.
Well, yeah, and it's gonna be a two-part film adaptation. It'll be Christmas 2024 and 2025.
Yeah, which makes sense because as the little slut puppet has mentioned, sorry, they did kind of screw up with In the Heights. Even though Lin-Manuel was a part of that, they changed some of the story itself and they changed some of the music.
Yeah, they dumbed it down a little bit.
They did. They dumbed it down a lot of it. And like they killed off characters that were supposed to be in it and everything else. So the fact that they're treating Wicked in such a way, so my understanding, or at least my hope, is that you'll have the first half, Act 1 will be the first movie, and then Act 2 will be the second movie. So, all right, so that is Wicked. Let's do TV shows that are coming back, and we have Picard season 3.
Yeah.
We've gotten a few sneak peeks and posters, and I haven't seen any trailers, but a bunch of other miscellaneous crap. And let me just say, Gates McFadden.
Yeah.
She aged beautifully.
Oh, she is. I follow her on the TikTok, and she is still absolutely stunning. She's stone cold gray, but she is absolutely fucking stunning.
She could totally be my silver cougar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, the return of Dr. Crusher.
We're also getting Riker this season.
Again.
Yeah.
Still no O'Brien. Or Worf. the two longest running
Star Trek
characters in the show running history, Worf and O'Brien.
Yeah, see, I've got to meet Michael Dorn, and he's a fabulous human being who apparently gets gifted prune juice a lot.
I'm sure he does.
Like, people will come up to him at cons and just hand him a bottle of prune juice. Because, you know, and he's just like, I don't even like prune juice. But he has a cabinet in his cellar that's just nothing but prune juice that he's gotten from different fans over the years. Which, according to one of his stories at a what's it when he's on the stage thing. So at a con, while he was doing one of his Q&A sessions.
Panels.
Thank you. Panel. He was going, you know, it's really hard to explain to your parents that I am regular. I just have prune juice because I have fans.
Yeah, that's an awkward conversation.
Right. And my boy O'Brien just gets shitted on again.
Always. Which is sad because I love him so.
If you watch Next Generation, more than half of the episodes in Next Generation that he is in, Cole Meany is listed as a guest star below his wife, who's also a guest star. And he's always listed below the main guest star of the show. So, like, what was the guy, Mick Fleetwood, who was the statue of the fish, you know, when they beam aboard the fish and they have to stay hibernated? Do you guys know anything about this?
Yes.
Okay. So Mick Fleetwood just played a fish who was like this for literally the entire episode. Mick Fleetwood had a higher billing than Cole Meany did on that episode. And Mick Fleetwood didn't say a word.
That makes sense.
Puppet, you're wrong. My very stupid little sister is saying that Star Trek is boring, and
Let's see where this goes.
she is incorrect.
Let's just sit back.
But in any case, okay, let's talk about something that apparently is boring, and that is Black Adam, because it is like tanking majorly at the box office. In the last 3 weeks, it has made less globally than Black Panther did in opening weekend.
And the biggest problem with that movie, not besides just the movie is probably trash, or, you know, most people are saying it's trash, but the biggest problem was it was a week or two after that was Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So it just got crushed right away. Everyone knew Black Panther was going to be a thing.
Well, and it was only in the theaters for 33 days before being on streaming. Now, you have to pay for it on streaming, but
for now,
I'd want to know how much it's made off of streaming, because they haven't reported any of that.
No, they haven't yet.
But its theater numbers are not great considering how much it needed to make.
Yeah. So they were saying it needed to make, what was it, like 600?
600 million, yeah.
To be in the black.
Yeah, they said 400 to 450 would put them at even, essentially. But 600 would actually make it so they legitimately made money.
Yeah. And so,
and it's not any weird. I don't even know if it's going to hit the 400, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I don't think it will.
So.
And I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. That's partially my fault, I guess, for not going to see it. But it didn't draw me in.
We haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I say it's 100% my fault, because I decided early on that we weren't going to pay for it. As much as I love Dwayne The Rock, I wasn't going to pay for that one.
Well, and I don't have any inherent issue with paying to go see it, but I much rather wanted to go see Black Panther. Like, it wasn't even close. You
Right.
know,
Right. And that's the choice most people made.
that is the choice most people made
And
because
the problem was is we knew when Wakanda Forever was coming out, and we knew when Black Panther was, and everyone went,
yeah,
Ooh,
as
Black
like
Adam.
Black Adam, and so everyone just went, you know what? I'll just wait a couple weeks and see Wakanda.
yeah, and as Bobby mentioned, Black Panther made it opening weekend made it more than uh, Black Adam got in its full first month of release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that
So
was global numbers.
yeah, it wasn't even close. Yeah. Um,
Yes.
I don't,
Yes, Shorty, Wakanda forever.
and see, and then part of it's an unfortunate thing. Part of it is that it's DC and nobody trusts DC at this point. Part of it is that it's The Rock and there is unfortunately for him, a massive oversaturation in the market right now with him. Um, and then part of it is that people know sort of what happens in this story and that they had to basically rewrite the character. So that he's not a bad guy anymore. Because in the comic books, Black Adam is a bad guy.
Right. And now he's an anti-hero.
Well,
Now he's
it's
an
one of those
anti-hero,
things.
yeah.
You either have the people who know the story of Black Adam and don't want to see the film because they're deviating so much from the source material.
Yeah.
People who just distrust DC in general.
Mhm.
And if the last Harley Quinn movie didn't make you distrust DC, I mean, I don't know what the fuck else will.
Yeah, the only thing they made good sense the first Woman movie was Suicide Squad, and that was just because it was hilarious and
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
But it was stupid, and I don't think it
No.
was supposed to be as stupid as it was.
No.
Hmm, I
It
don't
was, it
know.
was it was not supposed to be
It's
that
kind of
stupid.
it's kind of a silly group to begin with.
It is, but
And
I
who
still
didn't?
think that it was cheesier than it was intended.
Oh, I don't know. If you're choosing Polka Dot Man as one of your main characters, I think you are deeply, deeply embedded in the cheesy
Oh, okay.
part, and you
You're
know that.
talking the second Suicide
Oh
Squad.
no, not the first one. No, that one was boring as shit. I'm talking about when James Gunn did Suicide Squad
Oh yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah. Well, that I mean
with
anything.
Idris
This is
and John
why.
Cena and
Yeah. And this is
all
why
them.
James Gunn is in charge of DC now, is because the best things that have happened for DC in the last 20 years have
yeah.
mostly been James Gunn related. You know.
Yeah, they
And
did an
yeah,
amazing job
Shorty,
with
there
that.
is an anti-hero named Polka Dot Man, and he throws polka dots off of himself at people.
Yeah.
They slightly altered his powers, but yeah, for the most part, that's correct.
That's roughly what it is.
Yeah, they made it more weirdly cosmic.
After Peacekeeper season 1 came out, we know where DC's got to go now, because that was clearly what they have to do. You know, that's the formula for success for DC, other than Batman. Like Batman and goofy shit.
The Batman did okay, and that was an okay movie. It was, like I said, I think it was a half a movie too long, but it was good. Besides that,
Yeah, I think if they had ended before that whole thing in the world arena,
Yeah.
if they would have ended with the walls collapsing, that would have been the
Yeah.
perfect ending to that movie.
And the problem is even though everything is Batman, you know, you got Lego Batman and all this stuff and the Batman and the Joker movies, people are still going to be interested in the Joker and Batman. So every Batman movie comes out is going to do well just inherently with the property.
Well, true. And they did a good gritty Batman finally, so that was helpful.
Right.
And I liked that it wasn't the same story that we always get.
I just hate that they pulled the 2 notes from that fucking
the sound, I remember.
ridiculous goddamn Nirvana song and made that the fucking motif musically for the entire goddamn movie.
Yeah, it was a constantly running.
They are bringing back
noise.
Michael Keaton.
They were bringing back Michael Keaton.
Have you seen what they were talking about with the Flash movie?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So
A movie that's done
they-
that's not being released because the main star is a convicted felon.
Oh yeah.
well, yeah.
There's that
Instead, they
that
canceled Batgirl, which everyone wanted, and we still have to deal with this Flash movie that everyone seemingly doesn't want anymore,
Yeah.
minus the Batman part.
I mean, but I will say that of the early Batman actors, Michael Keaton was my favorite.
This conversation sounds familiar. Did we talk about this?
We've done this. Yes,
Not
we've
the
had
last
this one.
time, but we have done this several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton was a damn good Batman and a pretty good Bruce Wayne, and he's like the only one that did both okay. Like everyone else is really strong on one side and terrible at the other. Like Clooney was an awful Batman, but really good Bruce Wayne.
Yes, my wife. I do like Squirrel Girl, but I don't know if we're going to see her anytime soon in the theatrical releases of movies. Maybe if they get to Young Avengers, we might see her pop up. I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, and this is just for brownie points, they're going to make a Squirrel Girl movie.
That I would love if they do that, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not happening. Sorry, Sal.
Squirrel Girl beat Thanos with an army of squirrels. That's all you need to know about her.
I'm not sure which one of us you're calling an asshole,
So-
but all three of us will take ownership
Yeah.
of that.
So
Yeah.
this is one of those sidetrack moments. So the Squirrel Girl beating Thanos with the army of squirrel things is kind of like that old meme about Bidoof defeating Arceus and all the other legendaries.
Yeah.
Because he's got that one move that's so broken.
Yeah. The Goku powered Bidoof, yes.
No, there's a way you can do it, and I can't remember, but there's a way you can type it and do it.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole meme, but it's hilarious. But yeah, that's what that reminds me of: Thanos versus Squirrel Girl.
She's also just talking about my tattoo, so
Yeah, and apparently also your daughter, your youngest.
yes.
And I agree. Your two girls combined would terrify the crap out of Thanos, and not just your dog.
No. But they do harass him on a daily basis, so that works.
All right.
We
There's
were
so much
talking-
shit written on this pad of paper. Okay. Bridgerton season 3 is coming out next year. And they are talking about splitting it into a part 1 and part 2 of season 3, which
Of course they are.
Why do they
Well,
keep doing that shit? I
similarly to
know
the
it's
way
for
they
tension,
did
but
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But the big argument, and I completely agree with this argument, is Bridgerton is the kind of storyline that has to flow. And because it's a period piece, and because it is a romantic novel being turned into a miniseries,
Mhm.
breaking it up like that will completely fuck with the flow of the entire story.
Well, and the reality is these split seasons that they've been doing, I know they're doing it to try and retain customers. The problem is the retention for the first half and the second half of the season, there's a drop off. So you're not retaining
absolutely.
those customers. So
Right.
what is the point of doing it? Because that's what you're trying to do, is retain customers by giving a longer exposure period. But people aren't doing that.
I mean, if you want to have that longer exposure period, do what Amazon Prime has been doing, which is release a new episode a week.
Yeah, weekly release. That makes perfect sense. Netflix can 100% do that, and people will log in every week to watch the new episode, or they
Yeah.
will wait till the end of the season and watch all of them straight through.
Yeah.
But the split season causes drop off. I don't know why they keep doing it.
Netflix is trying to be the anti-Disney. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I like the idea of, yes, that's what we were saying about Disney is doing it right with the one episode a week, but when they give you like 6 episodes and then a 4-month pause.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, you're just kind of like, okay, I already know who ends up together. Fuck it.
Yeah, you stop caring at a certain point. They almost God, which one was it? It wasn't Stranger Things. I was gonna watch that either way, but it was when they did the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the second half of that.
I didn't watch the second half either. It
I
wasn't.
did eventually. I
about
did a month after it was released. I eventually watched it, but I forgot that the second half was coming out. You know?
So did I.
Yeah. And it screwed up. It screwed up their retention 100%. They need to cut this shit out. It doesn't work that way anymore.
So, well, we were saying earlier that Disney does it right, and they did it right, or doing it right so far. I think with the new Willow TV show, which we've watched the first 2 episodes of, and Willow and Sasha are the only 2 characters that we recognize so far.
Yeah.
Oh no, and the one little dude who's Willow's friend, who was the soldier.
Yeah. Well, in the I can't remember his name.
But anyways, yeah.
Technically the baby, but
yeah, but she's not a baby anymore.
No, she's like a human now.
Okay, so the Christmasaholic is saying that the TV show The Clauses, which is what would have been the equivalent of the Santa Claus 7,
4,
whatever.
Well, they're paying for Tim Allen, so they might as well have him do something since Last Man Standing got canceled.
The first episode is kind of dog shit, so I won't defend the first episode. But apparently it gets better after that.
Are we talking about Willow or the Santa Claus?
The Clauses.
We're not on episode.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, Stuff is saying. But yeah, we've only watched the first 2 episodes of Willow.
I enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm having a tough time with is, and we talked about this when we watched it, was it's hard for me to watch a supposed period piece with modern vernacular. So all the characters talk like it's 2022, and that throws me off a little bit. Just with the modern lingo and stuff, that just was a little off-putting, but for the most part it was really good.
That sounds awkward. I have not watched it yet, but I'm gonna see that.
I mean, it's not like Willow is going, though? We have to yeet this into the fire.
Willow talks normal, but the fucking kids all talk. They don't say yeet or anything like that, but they just.
No, it's just they talk the way, you and I talk.
Right.
As opposed to using like ye old English.
Yeah, like, you know? I'm so, I don't know, maybe because we just did the Game of Thrones thing and the Lord of the Rings thing and the fucking House of the Dragon thing. So I'm so used to everything being fucking, 8 syllables and it only needs to be 1, that like just the shortened words and shit, just, it bothers me at that.
The only problem I've been having with Willow is that the music of the credits, opening and closing, does not match the show.
No, that's the other thing. I forgot about that.
It so does not match the show.
The ending music for both episodes are like modern pop rock pieces.
Oh, weird.
And you're cruising through this fantasy land and midgets with great power and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden at the end of the episode it's like, and I don't know who it is, it could be anybody, it could be Ariana Grande or somebody, but it just throws you off, like, oh, all right, that's how we're ending this.
Yeah, it's but okay, another show that's coming out next year that looks really good so far with the previews we've seen, and that's Bad Batch season 2,
which looks cool based on the trailer they released. Yeah, it's following up based on the events of the first one, and it's giving us more of that in-between story of the fall of the Jedi and the rise of the rebellion.
Yeah, which, sorry, I'm looking at what's also happening on the text side of the screen.
It's ridiculous. Yes. Which is
And
hilarious
yes,
that
and that's the film of Willow that has been, now we're in the future of that universe, and there's a show continuing on. Matt Mardigan, you idiot.
Yeeting is basically throwing as hard as you can or as far as you can. You yeet something, you throw it into the world.
One of the things that I very much appreciate about all of these Star Wars miniseries or TV shows, whatever they end up actually being referred to as, is that they are filling in that in between, that we're getting with Bad Batch, that we're getting with Mandalorian, that we are getting with Boba Fett, with all of those. We're getting all of these storylines that we had like a teensy glimpse of it before. And now it's explaining a lot of what happened in between the major events of the films.
Yeah. And it looks like this is going to just be the same kind of thing. And we're probably going to get more information about how all of it's connected, I guess. I'm assuming, because we have one of the clones, or we have several of the clones, plus the special clone. And figuring out how she's connected to the universe a little bit more is probably going to be part of the story, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And then we had the what was it? The Star Wars Stories of the Jedi.
Yeah. Those were very good.
I'm hoping they do more of those that are like, 15-minute stories, but also help fill in some of those gaps. All right. Continuing on the list. Now we are getting into holy fuckballs sequels out the ass. Let's.
How do we want to do this?
We're gonna start with Guardians 3 because
Yay!
We're getting some conflicting information as far as compared to what actually happened in the movie and then what's happening in the posters and the previews. And what the fuck is Gamora doing in any of these imagery?
I'm assuming that's going to be
dead.
I'm assuming that's going to be explained. Well, the first one is dead. Yes, the original Gamora that we know from this universe is dead. But they brought in the second one, and she disappeared at the end of Endgame.
Right.
So there is a Gamora in that universe that was brought in from a different timeline, but she still exists in that timeline.
Which actually reminds me, have you seen the Guardians holiday special yet?
I loved it. It was amazing.
It was so good.
It was so sweet and endearing and goofy.
I do have to say I loved it. I'm not trying to be just the guy who badmouths everything. I'm not. The Christmas songs that they made are fucking dreadful. Like
one of those is a real song.
The one that Kevin Bacon sings at the end is like the worst Christmas song I've ever fucking heard.
I actually really like the Christmas song that the band makes up.
The one at the beginning?
Yeah, when they're all like, we don't understand what Christmas is, but we're going to make a song about it for
Peter.
For Peter.
Yeah.
And I would have to say that Mantis, like, I've always loved her, but in this,
oh, she's great.
Like, I just want to like hug her and squeeze her and call her my own.
She's great. And of course, Batista being
yeah,
he's so funny.
Would you rather do what we came here to do and make everyone happy, or get your tiny little weird man? I want the weird man.
One of those songs is actually Smashing Pumpkins. That's why it's kind of a weird song.
What's that?
One of
The
the
Kevin
songs,
Bacon song?
Christmas Time,
Yeah.
is actually a Smashing Pumpkins song.
The first and the third verse have nothing to do with Christmas, and it's bothersome.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Then why have it on a Christmas special?
Because it's a silly ass Christmas song, and James Gunn is the person directing it, and he makes weird music choices.
Most of the time they're brilliant, and I get the live band thing, and they got some props, and the makeup was great. I get it. I'm not trying to bash it at all. Just It's just those particular songs just were like they were just so bad. And you're right, Steffi. Kevin Bacon, not the world's best singer.
No.
And the dude has gotten old.
Well, yes.
I mean, he is old.
He is old.
But I also really like it when Kevin Bacon gets to play Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that, actually, how they approached that with him playing himself.
Yeah. I was so thrown aback at the beginning when, they're listing all the characters. It's like Dave Bautista as Drax, all these things. And then the last one is like, and introducing Kevin Bacon. Like, we know who Kevin Bacon is. So you're introducing him.
Yeah. But that was fantastic.
Awesome.
It was silly and fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. It set the mood for the whole movie, because then I was just like, where's Kevin Bacon coming in?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was goofy and ridiculous, but I liked it.
Oh, it was great.
All right,
but yes, getting back to
Guardians 3, very excited about. And the Guardians Holiday Special, definitely something that will make our annual rotation of, holiday shows that we have to watch.
Mm-hmm. Which we have to watch Santa versus the Martians at some point.
Oh, that was my favorite part of the Guardians Holiday Special.
Oh, yeah.
Is Kevin Bacon was watching
it.
It's like Santa versus the Martians, or Santa Goes to Mars, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And I recognized the movie that he was watching. And then,
I
really enjoyed that moment.
I already told the Duchess when we watched that one this year, neither one of us are going to be stone cold sober for that one. I might get a little high for that movie this time.
Okay. So moving along with fucking sequels, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Yay,
okay.
the monkey one.
Before we bash this one, because we're going to a little bit.
Well, that's only because it's a Transformers movie, and all of them have sucked.
And there's been a few bumps in the road on the Transformers movies.
That is a very nice way to say that.
I have been waiting for the Beast Wars Transformers since I was a little kid, when they did the cartoon and the toys and all of that stuff, because that's what I grew up with, was those ones. Obviously I was exposed to the other Transformers, but the ones that meant something to my childhood were the Beast Wars Transformers. Yeah, so I've been waiting for this movie for 30 years.
I was a giant Transformers fan as a kid. Like, I had all the toys, everything, and so the Beast Wars Transformers is kind of where I got out of it, because I was kind of growing up, but they were still pretty much there in my life. So, like, the Dinobots were kind of one of those, like, jump the shark almost, but they didn't,
Yeah, see, that's what roped me in, but you're a couple years older than me, so it makes sense that you were more with the original iteration.
Well, and I also had a brother that was 10 years older than me, so I had a lot of the old shit that old Star Wars toys, old G.I. Joes, old Transformers, Voltron, shit like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved the Beast Wars thing, so I'm hopeful, but not expecting much, to be honest, unfortunately.
Well, we have a nephew who is completely obsessed with Transformers and has been for the past couple of years. Went as Bumblebee last year for Halloween. Got another Transformers costume for his birthday.
He got an Optimus Prime costume for his birthday.
Yeah. And so I think that he will get a huge kick out of this one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he just turned 7 yesterday, and that's right around the age where like Transformers was the shit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
really excited for him to see it,
Well,
if nothing else.
She's not with us today, but Dipshit, the voice of God, the producer for all things
Goonery.
Goons, she is a giant Transformers fan now, specifically of the comic books. She keeps up on all the comic books and stuff online. Like she was telling me about last year when they did like a Transformers meets My Little Ponies.
Oh, I loved when they did that. It was so silly, but it was funny.
Yeah. She showed me that, and then they went and joined the Ghostbusters. And
Okay. Does that make Optimus Prime a brony?
Technically,
I don't
no.
think so because he didn't.
He doesn't have a cutie mark.
No, you don't have to have sex with a pony to be a brony. A brony is a dude who loves My Little Pony.
Not necessarily.
Yes. We're not talking in the sexual term. Anyway, moving on. Other shit that's coming out. Okay.
Don't Google search brony, please. Everyone out there, don't do it.
Do it on your work computer.
The FBI will come for you if you Google search brony. Just don't. Stephanie.
If you're gonna do it at your work.
Stephanie, do not Google search brony. Don't. Or Blumpkin.
Oh.
Neither one is acceptable. Don't do it.
I know how to sign that.
All
I
right.
know ASL for Blumpkin.
What's the ASL for Blumpkin?
I will show you later.
Okay.
Wait,
so
what?
I'm going to start down the list of holy fuck sequels that are coming out. And when I reach one that either one of you would like to comment on, please do so. We're going to start with Insidious 5.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Meg 2. The
Also,
giant shark movie.
Not surprised.
The Equalizer 3.
My dad liked the first two.
Kind of.
The Nun 2.
Not surprised.
No.
The Exorcist sequel.
I mean,
surprising, but
Chicken Run 2.
that's a
weird.
bad joke.
Weird at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Weird at this point? There's going to be a movie called Triplets, which is the sequel to Twins. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito movie.
The first one was
silly as shit to begin with.
So good. Danny DeVito made that movie so good, and the rest of it's just garbage. Oh.
Yeah.
Anything with Danny DeVito, I'll give a watch to, just because it is Danny DeVito.
True.
All right. Magic Mike's Last Dance.
That one doesn't. I heard about that and I was very confused because the first movie he stops being a stripper. The second movie he comes back for one big show. What the fuck is the third one about?
Apparently, he dances so much that both legs break and he can never dance again.
Well, that's unfortunate, but what is the point?
Money.
Okay. Scream 6.
Not surprised.
If they do it following the reboot of Scream,
yeah,
or the reboot sequel, whatever that was,
yeah,
then it could be good.
Absolutely. The reboot sequel was all right.
Yeah.
There's going to be another Indiana Jones.
I'm all about it. They have to wash the bad taste out of my mouth.
Of Crystal Skull.
And they're bringing back, what's his name? Finally, the guy. I am the captain of the sea.
Yeah.
Fuck is his name? His dad's best friend who follows him everywhere, and he's like the guy who catches him before he eats the bad date.
I can't remember right now.
Fuck, he's the one that's you're named after the dog.
Okay.
I'm so happy they're bringing it
back. Into the Spider-Verse 2.
Totally into that.
Can't wait, honestly.
Yeah, first one was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters Afterlife 2.
The movie's been handed off, so it is not Jason Reitman anymore, apparently. So
Which concerns me.
Yeah.
that's the concerning part, yeah.
All right. Godzilla versus Kong 2.
Of course, but why?
The first movie was so good. I love kaiju movies so much that
I do
I'll
too,
watch it.
but
I'll watch
why?
it. The first one was just so over the top. Heck, I'll watch it. It's
Okay,
gonna be
but both Kong Skull Island
yeah.
and Godzilla King of the Monsters were
Yeah.
both better than the Godzilla versus Kong movie.
No, it was absolutely fucking awful. But both Godzilla movies previous to this one that they did with this version of Godzilla were great. I love both movies, but this one is just fun. You know, it's not a great movie, but the special
No,
effects
it's
are
silly
out
as shit.
there,
Yeah.
and it's just fucking cliche as shit. Like he lights up the hammer with his comic
so
breath and
stupid.
shit. Like it was so like there are so many moments in that movie that I'm just like, oh come on.
Yeah.
The upside down middle of the universe fucking planet.
I love that part just because it was
so,
goofy as shit.
It was so good.
The
Like,
inner
it was
Earth, yes.
Me and Dipshit subscribed to Bigger and Dumber, and that was huge and fucking stupid.
I legitimately enjoyed Kong Skull Island though, so
That was a good movie.
I did.
Yeah, I liked both Godzilla movies. They were great.
yeah.
Okay. Despicable Me 4.
Why not?
It's gonna make them money, and as most people that are adults will disagree with me on this, I fucking love the Minions.
Oh, absolutely. The Minions are great.
But this
I
is
know most
different than
people
the Minions movies.
I know, but it still has the Minions in it. I love the
but
Minions.
They're making money for Steve Carell via the Minions.
Okay.
And that's okay with me.
All right. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Could be good. The second one was decent. The first one is actually really good.
You know, and you said that, and so I'm gonna have to watch them because I've been trying to hold off because one, Jim Carrey's an asshole. Two, I just didn't want it to ruin a character from my childhood. But
The
since
first
you said
one-
it's okay,
Yeah, the first one is actually really good. The second one, not as good, but it's Idris Elba as Knuckles is fucking amazing.
yeah, that's badass.
Okay. Star Trek 4. I'm actually looking forward to this one.
Wait,
We didn't think there the newer.
yeah, the Kelvin Star Trek.
Yeah.
Which we thought we weren't going to get because what's his name died. He got crushed by his car.
Who?
The Russian dude.
The Russian dude, yeah.
Chekhov died, so we all thought we were just done. But they've decided to do the fourth one, and that's coming out in 2024.
It probably is going to be okay.
That is like gospel. Like the Kelvin timeline to me is just fun. So I'll watch it.
I mean, I enjoyed those movies.
Yeah, they were good watches.
Aladdin 2, live action.
Unnecessary?
Completely unnecessary. But that's what Disney does.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for another? The next two in a row, I believe, are also completely unnecessary. Beetlejuice 2.
No, I've waited for that movie for 30 years.
I'm okay with this one, to be honest with you.
I hope it is what they originally pitched with the Kevin Smith story, and it's Beetlejuice goes to Hawaii.
That would be fucking fantastic.
I really hope that's what they end up doing.
That's not my understanding of what we're getting. Hold on, let me actually. I have it still pulled up.
Well, then I'm disappointed already. Are we still getting Christina
he's
Ricci?
Subject right now for the fact that he's really not a fan of POC, but I do love Tim Burton stuff. I just like the contrast of colors that he's just a master with it, with the black and white and super colored things
and he's a master of the friendly, creepy movies.
Yeah, like super approachable gothic stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's Michael Keaton playing Beetlejuice, why the fuck not?
Oh my god, if they make it Michael Keaton
again, Michael Keaton and Winona are both coming back.
Oh, then it's gonna be great.
Fantastic. I'm already happy.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Bring it on.
I really hope it's Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii, though, because that's apparently a movie that was pitched.
Well,
Beetlejuice.
the script is not completed.
Well, it was a
So-
movie that was pitched 30 years ago, and it never happened. So,
All right. How about this one? Big Trouble in Little China is getting a sequel.
why?
So is this a sequel or is this a reboot?
This is a sequel. Big Trouble in Little China 2.
No, that's
Why?
dumb. Like, it would be dumb if it was a reboot too, but there's no point in a sequel for this. It's unnecessary.
No. It's an
That movie was
amazing cult classic pulp movie.
Yeah.
Leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that movie that you can't make outside of the 80s. So I don't know.
No,
how they
there's a
could
lot of
do
that movie that
there's-
is very inappropriate now.
There's a
that
lot
we
of
get-
culturally insensitive shit in that movie, and I don't know if
Yeah.
they're just doing it to
The main villain would be one
Yeah.
of the big ones, you know.
right. It just blows my mind. That one was
Okay.
completely unnecessary.
Please understand that I just wrote these down and it is not supposed to be in this order. But Crazy Rich Asians.
Now I heard.
There will be a 3
Yeah.
and a 4.
Okay, they did 2, right? 2 was out.
I think so. I don't know.
No?
The first one didn't really impress me that much.
Or is this gonna be
Did they
2?
already do 2 of them?
Was it 3 and 4 or 2 and 3?
It may be 2 and 3. I don't know.
The
The-
first one was okay. Like, I got it, but I'll pass.
Okay. Constantine 2.
I actually want that.
I'm
If
into
it's
it.
going to be Keanu Reeves, I want it.
Yeah. You know, I've been watching all the Moffat Doctor Who. I'm about halfway through the Capaldi stuff, and it's super Clara oriented. And I can't remember the actress's name who is Clara, but she is Constantine, the new Constantine.
Yes.
And I actually
And,
really enjoyed her as Constantine.
Well,
So, but
she's
Keanu
the
Reeves-
one. She's in the Netflix adaptation of the Sandman, right? Is that the one you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I loved the 2005 Constantine. That was low key one of my favorite movies in that
That's a
time
great movie.
frame. Just
Yeah.
the specifically, I want to call out Tilda Swinton as Gabriel was fucking amazing.
Yeah. So good.
And God, what was his name? Why can I not remember his name? The guy who plays Lucifer.
I can't remember.
Oh shit! I wish I could remember it. I don't remember it right now. But the guy that played Lucifer in that movie, Peter Stormare,
Oh yeah.
was fucking amazing as Lucifer. That was one of the coldest Lucifers that just came across as untouchable, and I loved that.
There were a lot of late 80s, early 90s like devil worship things going on in film. You know, you had Constantine, you had End of Days, Dracula 2000 ended up being a devil story because Judas was actually Dracula in that movie. Sorry, if you haven't seen the movie in 22 years, there's a spoiler for you. Lucifer is Dracula. I liked that take that not Lucifer.
Judas.
Thank you. Judas Iscariot is Dracula.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
And then what was the Keanu Reeves Al Pacino movie?
Oh,
That movie was fucking good too. There was also a devil movie.
Oh, why
Al
can I
Pacino
not
was
remember
the
it?
devil, and Keanu Reeves was a lawyer.
I know which one you're talking about, and I can't remember.
That fucking movie is awesome.
Okay.
Um,
Look at your thing, and while you're
Devil-
looking that up,
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate. Holy shit! Have you not
Yes.
seen that movie?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Oh my god, we need to watch that movie. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
That movie is so good. Pacino is oh my god, I love Al Pacino.
Also has Charlize Theron in it.
A very young Charlize Theron is in that movie.
All right. Here is a sequel that in my opinion, does not need to be made, and the first movie did not need to be made, and that is Face Off is getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Is it? still going to be John Travolta and Nicolas Cage?
I don't think so. And again, I'm going back to I have I have just the ones that I thought would be interesting to discuss written down. But
Is it literally just going to be Face Off 2?
Yeah. Hold on. Face Off.
Let me look. Adam Wingard updates on Face Off 2. Absolute sequel, Nicolas Cage.
The problem with it is Nick Cage's body type hasn't changed in 25, 30 years, but John Travolta's has.
Yeah.
So if you did a face-off, you can't just like. There's a lot. Those two guys are completely different shapes now. I don't know. Like John Travolta aged, dad bod, which he gets away with very well, and then Nick Cage just keeps looking like Nick Cage.
Okay, so this one's like way up in the air still. Face Off 2.
Yeah. I mean, not all of these have definites.
Yeah.
But,
they're still trying to get Nicolas Cage to agree to it, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. One that Disney is going to be doing, and it looks like it may actually happen, and that is a Lion King prequel called Mufasa, which is Mufasa growing up.
I love The Lion King, and I have zero interest in seeing that movie.
Plus, I'm sorry, The Lion King live action was so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Well, it was literally a remake of the original with one song added to it.
But it was so much slower than the cartoon.
Right. That's what Disney's been doing is literally remaking all their classics, and there have been some really good ones, like The Jungle Book, which was completely different than
I loved The Jungle Book.
When fucking super dark Jungle Book was so good.
And I love The Wolf Mother.
And we've watched it a few times, but the Beauty and the Beast one's really good too. I don't know who the guy is who they got to play Gaston, but that guy is Gaston.
I love that.
But that movie's good, and The Little Mermaid's coming out. That'll be good. Aladdin was not bad. Will Smith can't sing worth a shit, but he's entertaining.
Which is weird considering his first career.
Right? Yeah. Well, he never sang.
I mean, technically, he's saying a little bit.
He speaks in time to the music.
Yes. He's a poet.
In his own way.
Yeah.
All right. Kingpin is getting a sequel.
I'm into it. Whatever.
Okay, is it gonna be Bill Murray again?
Yep.
If it's still Bill Murray, why not?
That's what it looks like.
And Woody Harrelson?
I hope so.
I don't know about Woody Harrelson, but Bill Murray is on the imagery for what I've been able to see on it.
And maybe now I can't remember Zombieland. The two Zombieland movies with Bill Murray in them. Maybe him and Woody Harrelson hit it off and they wanted to do the remake. It's like, man, we forgot how much fun this was making movies together. And that would be ideal. Anytime we can get Woody Harrelson on screen, I'm cool with. Anytime we can get Bill Murray on screen, I'm cool with. Because Bill Murray's getting old. He's not going to last.
Holy shit. It is Woody Harrelson led Kingpin sequel is in the works.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Another sequel that I do not understand. The Labyrinth 2.
Is it Jennifer Connelly?
The biggest issue in it is you don't have the best part of that movie because he died a few years ago.
So
half of the best part of that movie.
Okay, half.
So one of the things,
actually, 2/3 of the best part of that movie.
Our oldest niece, is a huge David Bowie fan.
Yeah, massive.
Loved the movie Labyrinth. And was saying the only way she will be okay with this new, with the sequel, is if Toby, the baby, is the new Goblin King.
But who do you get to play?
Yeah, who are you going to have play it, though? Because you got to have someone that has the same gravitas of David Bowie.
But you don't have to try to be David Bowie if you acknowledge that this is Toby, the baby that David Bowie.
I'm not saying it has to be the same character. I'm not saying it has to be the same character because I don't think that's possible.
No,
but I'm saying it has to have the same gravitas, that same stage presence, that same over the top, just anxiety ridden character.
Now, here's the thing: does he also have to have the same codpiece?
Well, obviously, you have to have someone with a giant hammer. So, okay, there we go.
The way they're going to remake, it is the Goblin King is going to be a non-binary. That's what David Bowie would have wanted.
I was going to say David Bowie basically was.
Yeah, that's what David Bowie would have wanted, is them to make the characters a non-binary. So you could even get someone like, get some star power, get someone like a Billie Eilish to play it.
That'd be interesting.
It would be an interesting move. I don't know how else you'd do it, but it's got to be something like that. And I don't know what Jennifer is up to these days, but when I was a little kid, that was my number one.
How about Alexander Skarsgård?
That'd be interesting.
He has kind of that same kind of weird presence that David Bowie can do, so that could work.
That would be interesting.
I mean, don't know any of the details on it yet, but
I mean, it's, if Jim Henson was still alive, he would have made the sequel by now.
Oh yeah.
So they're only just doing something that was going to happen anyways. So I'm kind of okay with it, but I'm going to have to see more on how they pull it off.
Yeah. All right. One that I know my lovely husband will be very happy about is National Treasure 3.
Only if it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. It's got to be Nick. I get they're doing the show with Riley. We talked about this right before we started. Riley Poole is okay, but he is only a shadow without Nick Cage being there. He's got it. Nick Cage has to be there.
Yeah, it has to have Nick Cage.
Yeah, and then it's just a huge version of Da Vinci Code, and I love it.
Yeah, he's such a central part to that story that it's almost impossible to do anything else.
Right.
It's going to have the same issue that Pirates is going to have without having Johnny Depp if you don't put Nick Cage in it.
Which they're talking about bringing Johnny Depp back in for Pirates. I don't know if you've seen some of those talks.
I've heard the rumors, but he said he wasn't going to. So
that was then, and this is money being thrown at him.
That was today, I believe.
Oh, okay, because I saw something from him a week ago.
Okay, so it may have been a week ago. I read about it today.
So, okay. The Old Guard sequel.
That one's already done, I thought, and coming out.
Yeah.
But The Old Guard was a pretty good movie.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. So it's going to have a sequel just because it did pretty well on Netflix.
Well, and it had that great, cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I was dangling participle. That's not what I mean.
No, I've got one of those between my legs.
Yeah, no, that one was interesting. I'm actually kind of happy that they're doing that.
Yeah. The first one was pretty good.
Okay, so Twister is going to have a sequel called Twisters.
That is so stupid.
Okay, so there's literally only one thing you can do to begin that movie. Because one of the main stars is no longer with us, I believe. He died 5 years ago. So how do you replace Bill Paxton?
Oh yeah, Bill Paxton is very dead.
You have him killed in a tornado, and then everybody else gets revamped in the need to find out how the tornado killed their friend by sending him to Oz.
They have a real problem because two of the main actors are
I was going to say,
Philip Seymour Hoffman's dead.
Yeah,
too.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is also dead.
And Helen Hunt doesn't act anymore. Helen Hunt's been off of the acting streak.
Who's going to be in this movie again?
I have no idea.
Sounds
maybe
stupid.
They bring Carrie Ells back.
or maybe it'll be the child of the two main characters because they're getting all hot and heavy in the rainstorm. I don't know.
Okay, Twister is one of the few kind of decently done massive disaster movies, like natural disaster movies.
I love that movie.
It was really good. The problem is with the sequel,
You can't redo it.
Technology has changed so much that a lot of the storm chasing stuff doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, like there's so much of it that doesn't make sense to redo it. Like
Yeah.
the first one was good, but what are you gonna do? You're missing two of the main people. If
Yeah.
you can get everybody else back, you're still missing one of the main stars and probably the biggest co-star on there.
Right. And the other problem is too is just the difference in technology from 1996 to 2022 is it's night and day. What weather does and stuff. The storm chasing is so different now than it was 25 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
Yeah.
When we moved out to the farm where mom and daddy are living now, there were even fewer buildings and zero trees. So we're sitting out at dinner. We'd been in the house for maybe a month or two, and there's this nasty windstorm. It actually picked up our picnic table and threw it across the yard. Problem was, it was one of the glass-topped picnic tables.
Oh, so that thing shattered.
Oh, in a gajillion pieces. But so this is happening, right? And there's this huge windstorm, and my older sister just looks up out the window, cow, and then just goes right back to eating. And everybody like runs to the glass door, and she couldn't even get out. Another cow. She tried, but she's laughing so hard. Okay. Another one that's coming out, and Whoopi Goldberg has actually confirmed this, and that is Sister Act 3.
That's the only. I mean, all the other actresses in that movie were awesome. Was Danny Glover in that? Why do I think like Danny Glover was in that?
Wasn't he in the first one, but not the second one?
Maybe. I think you're right. He was in the first one.
Because according to Whoopi, you can't go wrong with 12 singing nuns.
That's not accurate.
Well, it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. Sister Act 3, I'm sure will be fine. Look at all the Sing movies. You know, we really enjoyed Sing 2 when it was out. Sing 1 was good when I went back and watched it. You look at all what are the movies with the hot chick and the fat one?
Pitch Perfect.
Thank you.
Wow. That was rough, dude.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Tank. You knew what he meant.
I knew exactly what he meant, but wow.
Okay. They have the new Pitch Perfect TV show on, like, what is it? Paramount Plus or
and it's just the guy from just the guy from Workaholics.
It's terrible. And the only reason I know that it's terrible is because we were watching the Thanksgiving Day Macy's Day Parade and fell asleep and woke up going, what the fuck are we listening to?
But it's the dude from Workaholics that is in the last Pitch Perfect movie, and he's the main star.
And he was in the first one, but he was not in the second one.
Dumb.
So it's terrible. It's really bad. And I like that guy. Workaholics was great.
No, I'm not saying that's dumb though.
Yeah.
So that is the list that I have.
You missed one.
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson returning as the Scorpion King.
That's right. Yeah,
she crossed that off the list.
I don't know if that's going to be. That's not necessarily a sequel. That's supposed to be a reboot.
Either way, stupid.
Yes.
Because that movie was awful and did damage to that franchise.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing you could do is you could do a buddy movie with Brendan Fraser, since he's on his comeback trail, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I would watch that movie.
Just like The Rock being Brendan Fraser's like personal trainer, going like, Don't be so tubby.
Just like they have to go back and get the Scorpion King, and he comes into the future. It's like reverse Encino Man, where they have to bring the Scorpion King into the future and then catch him up.
That'd be interesting in a
And
weird
Brendan
way.
Fraser, instead of being the Encino Man, is the guy with what's her nuts, the super hot British lady. And they help the Scorpion King adapt to 2022.
But in the third Brendan Fraser mummy movie, Rachel Weisz or
Rachel
whatever,
Weisz, that's her name.
who was the wife
The
or the
smoking
love
hot
interest
Asian
in
chick.
the first two,
Yeah.
was replaced by a different actress who did not do as good of a job.
Right, because Rachel Weisz is.
Want to know something that I didn't know?
Was the third one the one with?
I
Jet
always
Li?
want to know something that you didn't know. Yes, it
There are
was.
apparently already 3 Scorpion King movies.
Yeah, there are.
I did not know that.
Yeah. The first one was like moderately okay, just because it was The Rock and Michael Clark Duncan.
Apparently, the third one had Ron Perlman playing Horace.
What?
That's interesting.
That's funny.
I just
actually.
now wanted,
And now I want to watch it.
like-
Ron Perlman's great.
because like I have a visual in my head of Hellboy as Horace.
Yeah. No, all I'm thinking about is
Oh
him
my
riding on a
God.
motorcycle.
Dave Bautista was in it.
Who?
Huh?
Dave Bautista was in it.
All right, now we have to watch it.
Yeah, fuck.
So was Kimbo Slice. How weird. Okay.
What?
I need to watch this movie now.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to be confused because I never saw the second one, so I won't know what's going on.
I
Oh,
don't
Billy
think
Zane's
I
in
have.
it too. What the hell? What a weird cast.
Who is? Who?
Huh?
Who did you just say?
Billy Zane.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, we'll be posting our list of holy fuck sequels. And
Oh
then,
my God.
maybe
Randy
we'll,
Couture's in the second one.
maybe we'll all have to watch the Scorpion King trilogy and then get back to you guys
Yeah.
with a very belated movie review.
If I can find these movies on a streaming service, I'm going to have to watch all 3 of them and have a report in 2 weeks, I guess.
Tell you what, I have a friend with a Plex channel, and I will hook you up. All right. So, on that lovely note, any last minute thoughts?
I finished playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and the graphical issue doesn't stop. That's an issue, the whole thing, unfortunately. But the storyline is really cool, and there's 3 big storylines that all kind of link together in certain ways. It's a very fun story. If you enjoy Pokemon or RPGs or anything, jump into it. It's pretty fun.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard the graphics are not great.
Rough. Yeah, the lag on it is literally adjusting the playtime. That's how bad the lag is.
Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
But the story's fun, and the new Pokemon are somewhat interesting.
They're all great for the most part.
Tinkaton is my favorite.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Like his
Yeah.
whole shtick is he hates Corvus Knight.
Oh yeah, Tinkaton
that
is
bird.
wild, and
His whole
literally
thing is fuck that bird.
is a little fairy troll thing with a giant fucking hammer, and it throws it at Corviknights because it hates Corviknight.
That's his whole shtick is fuck that bird.
Yeah, fuck that bird.
He's so cute and adorable.
Yes, but that's all I've done this week. So
All right. Love, any last thoughts?
No, I guess we have to watch Devil's Advocate
And the Scorpion King
and the
movies.
Scorpion King movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I got.
I got to make the agenda, so you guys already heard everything I had thoughts on.
Fair enough.
Before we started recording, we did talk about some of the shows that are coming to Denver for the Denver Center for Performing Arts, which we're really excited about this upcoming season.
Yeah, looks really good.
yeah,
But I
extensive.
think between now and the end of the year, only have one more show to see, and that is the stage production of Mean Girls,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
which Tina Fey actually did work on the stage production as well.
Oh,
and I'm very excited because I'm going with one of my girlfriends, and we've decided to go obviously wearing pink. But all the Mean Girls and the plastics with like the little black, pleated skirts and the big shoes and everything. So we're very excited.
that's
And then
awesome.
there's a lot of stuff coming next season or next year, still this season, and then next season.
Oh yeah, I had the forward perspective on, or the whatever it is, the perspective things that they're doing, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty incredible year, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super excited.
yeah, very very excited. Have already purchased pretty much every show that was not included in our season passes.
We skipped what? Annie and Les Mis?
Annie.
Just Annie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
'cause I
did you
said I
guys
wanted-
get a Book of Mormon then?
Yeah. Yeah. Goon. King Goon and his wife and I and this one are all going to go see it.
That's fantastic.
My wife.
Yeah. So, because neither of the Goon brothers have seen it yet.
No.
So
And we are both giant fans of
Matt and Trey.
Yeah.
So there'll be much to come. We may have a all in person live stream later this month to support a local nerd shop here in the Denver area, as well as one of our local artists. That
That's the
is
week.
yet to be confirmed.
Yeah, the week, if it does happen, it'll be the week leading into Christmas.
Accurate. So as soon as we know, we'll let you guys know. We'll be back next week to talk sports and other miscellaneous goon-related topics.
I'm assuming
sure-
we're going to be discussing the 50-point loss this weekend by Denver.
God,
Yeah.
they're going to get crushed.
Dude, I just can't believe that the Pack won this past weekend. Like,
Neither can I.
we didn't get to watch the game. We watched part of the Broncos game, but we were at the hospital with my father-in-law, and so they only had the Broncos game on in the waiting room. And then I'm just like, it's fine. The Pack is losing already. I'm just gonna turn the live score reminder off on my phone because it just makes me sad.
Yeah, well,
And
they
then-
found themselves a dude over there with Christian Watson.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
So we'll talk more about all of this. And as Tank has said, his live and in-person viewing of the epic loss of the Broncos this Sunday to the Chiefs.
Not only that,
Nope.
the fact
We are
that
not
the
going.
Broncos basically are running with the Colorado Eagles for the next month or two.
We've made the executive decision not to attend this weekend because Bubba's birthday is on Sunday.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Hell yeah. Unfortunately, I will not be there.
At the birthday or the
Mhm.
Broncos game. Okay. On that note, have a very happy holiday season.
Yes.
Don't spend too much money. Remember, you still have bills to pay.
Hey.
And don't fuck the baby.
That was a pointed shot.
Don't fuck the baby.
Yes. Book of Mormon.
Oh, right. 'Cause I'm sorry. That is not in time with the Christmas thing. That has everything to do with that's why you should only fuck frogs.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really don't think there's anything more to say.
No, fuck frog.
We'll see you next week. Go fuck a frog.
We love Gene Mingo.